Alright everyone, hello and welcome to my driving video. Just wanted to give you a quick glimpse of the exterior of this gorgeous Cashmere Pearl town car signature that we are going to go drive right now on the city and the freeway roads. Give you a feel for this car. It is wonderful and beautiful and drives just like any other town car should. That's been well cared for and has been taken care of like it should be. It's a little warm today. AC works great in this car. 96,000 miles. It's quiet and beautiful and serene inside, just like a good town car should be. 96,066 is the miles. Florida and Georgia, its entire lifetime, and it shows. If you watch my other walk around video, you will see how clean it is, how nice the paint is, how clean the bottoms of the doors are. Under the hood is remarkably clean and spotless. Just a nice clean car. I love town cars, I do. I mentioned on the other video that the mid-90s are probably my favorites, but I do like and appreciate this body style. It's comfortable, it's refined, it's probably better in a lot of ways than the 90s were, just from a few different standpoints, but everybody's different, to each their own. But one thing I do like about this that I did want to mention on this driving video over the 90s is the transmission is much more responsive and shifts a lot faster and more defined. I don't know the technicality of what the difference is, and I'm not going to pretend to. I just know the feel of how it feels different to me than what I'm used to from the 90s cars and from my car. But I like it. It's more like a more current modern car and like a European car, you know, it just like right here, it's just boom, boom, just, you know, from second to third, like right now. So, but it is smooth, it is quiet, it rides beautifully. If you watched on my other video, I named off all the new parts that this particular car has had in the last 7,000 miles. It's had a lot of new stuff. It's riding on Goodyear tires, and I know a lot of people that own these cars would prefer Michelins or Continentals, but I must say that they are nice, they're quiet. The tread design kind of similar to, I think they're the Goodyear Assurance, and it's similar to like the Michelin Symmetry or Michelin, whatever the newer version of the Symmetry tire is. But nice. Car has all new brakes and rotors, front and rear, new calipers in the rear, new shocks in the rear. Because of the shocks in the rear, and I did mention and describe in detail on the other video, I think it was 89,000 miles, Lincoln dealer converted the rear suspension, and I did mention on the other video, and I'm going to tell you right now, I do not think, I've driven these cars, I've driven all the models both ways, you know, with air suspension, without, and I don't think it rides or feels any different. Literally zero difference. Still got a fantastic ride. I don't think there's any reason not to do it, so I'm okay with it. And eventually here, probably on this drive, at some point, the instrument cluster by the mileage there is going to say air suspension, because the car is going to finally recognize that its air suspension parts have been clipped. So that's that. But it has new shocks back there now, has all those new brakes and rotors all around, has beautiful Goodyear tires, has new calipers in the back. Car has a new serpentine belt, new EGR valve, new alternator, new clock spring here in the steering wheel I mentioned on the other video, a whole bunch of other stuff, alignment, oil change. Just give it a little more right here. 43. I actually do like the needle and digital speedometer that this generation offers, unlike the only digital on the 90s. I kind of like the layout of the dash. I think it's pleasing, and I like that the digital speed is up in that left corner. So there we are at 50. It's just perfectly smooth and straight. The steering wheel's perfectly straight. This car doesn't pull, doesn't drift, doesn't vibrate, doesn't shimmy, doesn't do anything bad. There is nothing negative to report about the drivability of this car. If there is, I'd tell you, but there's not. What else was just done? The rear differential fluid was changed, and an axle seal on the left side. And then prior to all that stuff that I just kind of mentioned, there was a big ticket at 94,000 miles at a Lincoln dealership that this car had a new power steering rack, new tie rod ends, new control arms, sway bar links, I think. I mentioned it all factually on my other video, but that bill was like $3,500. So basically, this car, in recent work, between the money that was spent in the last 7,000 miles, between no more than 7,000 miles ago until current, is $6,500 in parts and labor for all kinds of new parts on this car. It makes it a tremendous value. I mean, I said on the other video, but I'm gonna say it again, it's a deal. Low miles, clean ownership, clean history, only 2 total owners on this car, and the miles are so low. I mean, it averages out to 5,000 miles a year on the average for the age of the car with the total miles. It averages out to 4,000 miles a year with the most recent owner, who had it for 15 years. And with $6,500 in new parts, and for what you're going to pay for the car, it's a bargain. It's a deal. It really is. And I said on the other video, you could go buy one of these cars for a little bit less money. I'm sure you can. But by the time you would make it anywhere near what this car has new on it, you're going to be way over the price of this car. So that's what I think, but that's my opinion, and everybody's entitled to their own. So you can do what you like. But I do like the car. I like the feel. I like to give my feedback on these driving videos. Of course, I like the car because there's not many Lincolns that I don't like, to be honest. I like the feel. I like the ride. I like the comfort. You know, I long after a 1965 or so Continental hardtop, not a convertible. I don't really like the convertibles as much. You know, but I honestly don't know if I had one of those cars, if I'd want to drive it much more than a few miles at a time, because I know they don't ride as nice as something new like this. Well, this isn't new, but new enough that to me this still feels like a brand new car. I mean, I've got plenty of headroom. I'm touching the top of my head right now. From my head to the ceiling, there's about almost 6 inches of head clearance, and I'm about 6'1" tall. I do have the seat pretty much, I believe, all the way back to try to give you guys the best perspective I can. But I've got plenty of leg room here. I mean, heck, I've got this foot, you know, like this. Got lots of room here between the steering wheel and the door panel. I'm very comfortable. The seat is very nice and supportive. It's nice and wide as well. I mean, You know, what makes a good seat? Well, it needs to have lots of foam and support, but it also needs to be wide. You'll notice that in most luxury cars, I just did a Avalon recently, and it was a very nice loaded limited Avalon, and it has a very comfortable seat that's very wide and very thick, and the front extends on it, which is kind of neat, kind of nice, kind of neat. But you know, that's what makes a comfortable seat. You know, all the other things, and the front extension is just like icing on the cake when the cars that do that. I don't think that a Lincoln ever did that, but if you like what I do, please give a thumbs up, ring the bell, subscribe, leave a comment. I encourage you to leave comments or suggestions or feedback directed at me. I encourage you to leave comments for other fellow YouTube watchers and viewers and owners or potential owners. I think it's very helpful, especially if you own a town car like this and you want to share your experience or your feedback or things you like or anything you don't like. You know, feel free. It's helpful, and that's what I like, is when my videos have been helpful to other people that in another state, in another town, in another country, wherever it may be, that say, boy, I really enjoyed your presentation and I enjoyed you showing and telling me everything about the car and things that I didn't know or whatever. I don't think I'm that resourceful sometimes, but I think that genuine, pure feedback is valuable. See how nice the car handled through those curves? Here comes another roundabout. And you know what? Let me slow it down a little bit, and I'll wait for those other cars to go through, and I'll go through a little faster than you might. But this car has very, very minimal body roll for being a big car. It just really, it handles very, very nicely. Steering is smooth and tight, but it's, look, it just handles. I mean, it's great. It's great. It does feel more tight and zippy, and it feels lighter. Maybe because it's got more horsepower than the 90s. This car has 239 horsepower, I believe is the correct number, whereas like the 90s cars had 210 if they had the dual exhaust. So there is more power in this car, even though it's the same engine or the same displacement. So we're gonna go on the freeway now for some miles here. Check it out. I like the sound of the blinker on these cars. I mean, I'm barely pushing the gas. Oh, the air suspension word has come on. I'll try to show you here in a moment. Barely pushing the gas to be able to get up to speed, 60, 65 miles an hour right now. We're just getting on this on-ramp. Wonderful. Speed limit's only 60 right here because of a little construction, but it ends just ahead. Let me show you right there. Can you see that right above the mileage? I'm still looking out front, by the way. Right there it says air suspension above the digital speed. So that's all you'll ever get is just this message that says air suspension, but it only comes on after a while of driving. So that's all that ever comes of the fact that the rear suspension was converted and to traditional parts. Everything works on this car. I don't remember if I've said that on this video or not, but the air conditioning is wonderful right now on this warm day. It's nice and cold. Every feature and function and button and adjustable pedals and windows and locks and all that stuff works like it should. The power trunk closer is smooth and quiet. Everything works nicely. It has 3 complete sets of keys, 3 keys and 3 remotes. I just think this is a great value and a great car. Big, huge trunk in classic Lincoln fashion. So we're going 65 miles per hour. Just look how nice and straight that steering wheel is with our Lincoln Star guiding us straight ahead. I can't decide if I like the ornament on this car or not. I can't decide. I like the fact that it's there, but I kind of wish it was a little more elevated, but I think I'm okay with it. I like the 90s ones because it's out on that long, straight, flat hood, and it's like you can't mistake it, but this kind of is sunken a little bit because of the rake of the hood on this car, but you can still see 98% of it, I guess, from sitting here in the seat, which makes it okay. I'm glad it has the ornament. I don't like, I mentioned on the other video, I don't like the 98 to, I think it's 98 to 2002 of this body style town car that has no ornament with the kind of ugly headlights and an ugly grille. I don't like that at all. Well, I shouldn't say I don't like it at all. It's just, I just don't prefer it. So, smooth, quiet, and there's nothing but positives to say here, everybody. It's wonderful. It's nice. As it should be. As it should be to be a Lincoln, and as it should be because of how well this car has been cared for. This construction area got a little bigger since the last time I've been here. Let's see. Oh, that truck's coming over. I'm going to kick it up to a little higher. There we go. 70, 71 miles per hour right there. Truck's going to get over. Look at that kick down and acceleration. There's 80, 81, 82. Smooth, nice, straight, wonderful. 80, oh, whoops, 85. It's still perfect. So there you go. So we're gonna exit here and turn around and go back the same way. So I'm gonna keep on rolling my camera because I have to drive anyway, so I might as well keep showing and telling you, but that's what we're gonna do. So again, I appreciate everybody, appreciate your thumbs up, your comments, your suggestions, whatever you'd like to say or share. So since we got stopped at a red light, usually I just kind of verbally say this stuff, but I was thinking this car has so much to say, since while we're sitting here at this red light, I'm just gonna show you, this is my language from my ad. So these two paragraphs right here, starting with just serviced and further right here, and then the, hey, do the math. So right there, go ahead and pause your video and read all that. And that's the language from my ad. And you can read right there all of the new parts and all of the new stuff on this car. And you can quickly figure out that it's a great deal. Oh man, truck. You know why I like the sound of that blinker? Because it sounds like, it sounds classic. I hate the sound of BMW ones. They sound like baby jar food opening. But I like the sound of this because it's just kind of a classic sound of, I don't know. That's why I like it, I think. reminds me of older cars. This car is truly turnkey and ready to go and ready to drive and enjoy. It doesn't need anything else. It's clean, it's detailed, it's fresh oil, all those other new parts, whole bunch of keys. It's ready to go. It's a great value to be able to buy it and start enjoying it immediately and not have to do anything to it. There we are, 73, 74. I don't know if you can tell how quiet it is in here, but it really is just quiet. I don't know what's in that truck, but we're gonna get around that truck. Whatever it is, it might be flammable. Nice all the way. And if you don't watch my other video, I'm still going to look out front. I'm going to show you that the compass is right there in the overhead. I probably would prefer to have the compass in the dash like the 90s. I don't understand why they put it up there in the overhead thing, but is what it is. Oh, well, I'm not going to demonstrate right now, but this car has far better cup holders than the 90s cars. That's another advantage, I would say, that's more modern and more current. It's definitely better for all the variety of drinks and tumblers and coffee cups and all the things of today's world. This car has more cup holders and they're more accommodating for larger stuff. Ooh, the smell of hot, fresh asphalt is not very pleasing. We're still going 70 miles an hour, by the way. 74. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This car is barely broken in with the mileage that it has. If you know, you know. These cars are known for going lots and lots of miles, having been used in the taxi world, the car service world, the limousine world. I mean, this car having less than 100,000 miles is literally still in diapers, still in infancy. This car has a whole lot of life and mileage left in it for someone to have and enjoy without a doubt. My 1997 Lincoln Town Car has 235,000 miles. So there you go. And that's still not even considered high within the Lincoln community. When you get to 400,000 and 500,000, that's kind of okay. Now you've made it. And these cars will do it. They have the reputation. They were very well made and well engineered, no doubt. Hey everybody, once again, I appreciate your views. I appreciate your thumbs up. I appreciate your subscriptions. Appreciate any comments you want to share. Please leave a comment about your own ownership or experience. I'd like to see it, and I'm sure everyone else would like to read it. I don't think I have a whole lot else to say, but we'll just go around the corner here, and that'll be about it for this video. So many new parts on this car make it feel like brand new. And the fuel mileage. The fuel mileage can't be beat for these cars. For how big they are, can't beat it. When you can go take a cruise on the freeway, like I just did, long distance, in a 96 town car, couldn't even tell. I mentioned that on my other video. First of all, the fuel mileage was fantastic for a long distance journey, and secondly, the other thing I mentioned on my other video was when I got to my destination of almost 800 miles in this 96 town car, my body did not hurt. I did not feel like I'd been stuck in a car for that many miles. I felt fine. I felt normal. These cars are so comfortable. You don't get out and go, oh, my back, oh, my legs. No, you don't. At least I didn't. And I mentioned on the other video the irony that I just came upon a 90s, I think it was a 93 town car and Continental commercial, or maybe it was just town car, on YouTube, and it was an actual promotional video from Lincoln, and the guy commented on the video about how you can drive town car many miles, and when you arrive at your destination you'll feel like you didn't go, you'll feel fantastic, or you'll feel great, or whatever. And I thought, that's true, because that's exactly what I just experienced. That's funny, but it's true. And that commercial was made 30 years ago. 30 or more years ago. So, anyway, everybody, have a great day. Thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, suggestion, feedback, reviews or thoughts for others to see. Check out my walk-around video of this car, and you'll see how incredibly nice and clean it is, and how beautiful the paint is in the sun. Cashmere pearl tri-coat paint. It's definitely one of the nicer ones, no doubt, and it drives like $1,000,000. All right, have a great day, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next time. Like I always say, I hope it's another Lincoln, but I don't know. But peace. See you then. Bye-bye.